of the day. Top stock of the day, Paras Defense today within the defense pack. Stock is locked in upper circuit at the moment on the back of positive news. Anushi joins us to tell us all that's happening. Anushi.
Right, a very interesting development that has taken place for Paras Defense. That is why we are looking at the stock being locked in a 10% of an upper circuit. So what has happened essentially that it has got a license. Now, it's got a license, received license for making, enhancing and redefining LMG capacity of around 600 per year. That is what we are seeing. They've got the license to make light machine guns now. So from a component-based company, it can now make this products that is there. So this is a huge development that is what we are looking for Paras Defense. In fact, we also spoke to the management today, and what they had emphasized was certain interesting points. First is, now this will help them to move up in the value chain as we go the order quantum. Now as they're now shifting focus from making components to making the whole product, the order quantum also will increase since focus is on the product now. So the company did give an example. If suppose it's a 5 crore order, then they can see about 20 crore of a order now being in the similar range. Other than that, if you are seeing the order and all that, there is also, the company will now be able to manufacture these light machine guns. If you look at the order book of the company and see how it has done over the last 3 years, 215 crore was the order book size that it had, and we have seen about a 3x growth to 630 crore in FY24. In fact, if you look at the current order book, that stands roughly around 850 crore as well. So we've seen a significant pickup in terms of how the order book of the company has been growing, and this is in line with the kind of guidance that the company has put out, in which FY25 to 26 they expect a revenue growth of 20 to 30%. And this will be at a better profitability also. So with as they're moving above in the value chain that they aim for, the margins are expected to improve from these levels as we go forward as well. Other than that, it is also aiming to become the global leaders in the optics and the optronic systems over the next 3 years. If we see in the drone size also, the drone segment also, it aims to become one of the top 5 drone companies of India's, and in the anti-drone side, they aim to become #1. So a lot of factors that we are seeing looking up for Paras Defense. Obviously, for a lot of defense plays, Q4 is something that we should be watching out for. A lot of orders being bunched up in the quarter. So definitely one sector and one stock that we should continue to focus on forward.
In fact, Anushi, you referred to our conversation earlier today with Amit Mahajan. First off, thanks so much for that, for all of the information you've put together. But Amit Mahajan, director at Paras Defense, spoke about how this new development will aid their margins as well as their order wins. Listen in to what he had to say.
Order size will increase. The value that we deliver to our customers will increase, and definitely such a large portion of this particular gun, including the mechanical, because Paras has today mechanical manufacturing, electronics manufacturing, optical manufacturing, all of that in-house. So we will be definitely doing much better when it comes to margins, because the components required for the complete solution will also be manufactured in-house.
Dharmesh, how do you view this development? The stock trades at 13 times trailing 12 months revenue. 13 times revenue. Now, Anushi described very healthy order book of around 820 crore, but top line is currently sitting at just about 300 odd crore, trailing 12 months. How do you view the stock, as well as you gave us a couple of names that you are constructive on. Would this in any case feature in case it corrects, if that is something that you would consider?
We have seen the company, closely, and one of the main concern was the valuation gap, and these are thematic plays which is happening. But see, the general theme is, as being pointed out, it's from component to product maker, and that's the general theme for the entire defense space. Even in Hindustan Aeronautics, they were earlier, servicing an overall kind of a company which used to do. Now they are actually making fighter aircraft. So that's the transition which has happened for the entire space. And there, I think HAL, BEL offers quite a good value buy. So they are not expensive. At the same time, cash flow generation is very high, and the margins are also increasing. And with more integration of products into their portfolio and exports coming to the play, the valuation part plays out there quite well, other than the likes of, say, Paras Defense or Data Patterns, and there are quite others in the same fray. So one has to be very selective. Then again, we leave it to the judgment of, to each his own kind of a judgment. But the space is rocky. So Paras Defense, we have had a look at it, but we have not, covered it.
Okay, Kush, would this feature on your list? 10% today, of course, locked in upper circuit, but outside of that?
So, Harsh, interestingly, this would feature on my list if it actually moved a little higher, and of course can't happen today. But, once you see the stock go past 1090, that's where, there'll be a breakout of, a channel that the stock has been, also a downward sloping trend line. Now, this breakout was somewhat, impending, because if you track the volumes of the stock, somewhere close to mid-November, there was a big spike on the back of good volumes, and then it just went consolidating sideways. So for me, there will be a buying opportunity on this one on the upside, which is 1090. Once that level is taken out, I think for targets of 1200 and higher is where a buying opportunity will arise. So let's see if tomorrow again there is an upper circuit in the stock, or maybe at least it's positive enough and crosses the 1090 mark. That's when you go out and buy, at least from a near-term perspective.
Aditya Agarwala, any views with regard to the defense pack in general outside of Paras, if at all?
I'm quite constructive, Harsh. After a year of underperformance, always last year everybody was too gung-ho on the entire defense and the railway pack. Somehow they underperformed, and I think now it's time to look at both the sectors, the defense and the railway. Talking of defense first, I think Paras Defense also ticks all the checklists and can be bought for more or an investment horizon, not from a trading view. I would say maybe look for a target of 1400 to about 1500 on the upside. Can add a couple of names to that. Musgao Dock is also something which I think offers an excellent risk to reward at current levels. Should be added in the portfolio, maybe with a stop loss just around 2100 or slightly below that. Look for a target of 2800 or excess of that. Add a BDL to that, I think. So BDL is also something which is looking very interesting to me. After a decent correction, consolidation, stock is now inching higher, making higher highs and higher lows. So that is the first sign of a trend reversal in the stock. So I think BDL also at current levels can be bought for a target of 1500 with a stop loss just below 1100. So I think all these stocks within the defense sectors do offer an excellent risk to reward, and quite a few of them do take all the checklists and can be bought more from an investment horizon, not from a trading view.
Fair point. Okay, we'll switch focus.